Most folks got a bucket list, a collection of places they'll get to someday when they got the time, got the money, when the stars align. The world ain't some theme park waiting for your perfect Instagram moment. It's raw, it's messy, it's beautiful, and it's right there waiting for you to get off your ass and dive in. So ditch the excuses, forget the itinerary, and let's get lost together in some of the most incredible places on Earth. Forget the tourist traps, the overpriced cafes with menus in English. We're not here for the Eiffel Tower or the Louvre, though they are magnificent in their own right. We're here to uncover the hidden gems, the places where the locals go, the spots that don't make it into the glossy travel brochures. Imagine a Paris where the rhythm of life is dictated by the clinking of coffee cups and the rustling of newspapers, where the aroma of freshly baked croissants mingles with the scent of blooming flowers from the nearby market. We're going deep into the belly of Paris, where the bread's crusty, the wine flows freely, and the conversations are as thick as the cigarette smoke. Picture yourself in a small, dimly lit cafe, the kind with wooden tables and chairs that have seen better days, but are all the more charming for it. The walls are adorned with vintage posters and photographs, each telling a story of its own. Here, the patrons are a mix of artists, writers, and everyday Parisians, all engaged in animated discussions about everything from politics to philosophy. We'll wander through the cobblestone streets, past centuries-old buildings whispering tales of revolution and romance. Each step you take echoes with the footsteps of history, from the French Revolution to the Bohemian heyday of the 1920s. The architecture is a feast for the eyes, with its intricate facades, wrought iron balconies, and hidden courtyards. As you stroll, you'll come across charming little shops, selling everything from antique books to handmade jewelry, each one a treasure trove waiting to be explored. We'll duck into a tiny bistro, the kind where the owner knows your name and your order before you even sit down. These are the places where the menu is handwritten on a chalkboard, and the dishes are made with love and care. The owner, a jovial figure with a twinkle in his eye, greets you like an old friend and recommends the day's specials. The atmosphere is warm and inviting, with the soft glow of candlelight and the hum of conversation filling the air. We'll share a bottle of something earthy and honest, the kind of wine that makes you want to write bad poetry and fall in love with a stranger. The wine is rich and full-bodied, with notes of dark fruit and a hint of spice. As you sip, you can't help but feel a sense of connection to the land and the people who have cultivated these vines for generations. The conversation flows as freely as the wine, and before you know it, you're sharing stories and laughter with your newfound friends. This ain't about checking off landmarks, it's about tasting the soul of a city that's as gritty as it is glamorous. Paris is a city of contrasts, where the old and the new coexist in a delicate balance. It's a place where you can find beauty in the most unexpected corners, from the graffiti-covered walls of the Marais to the elegant boulevards of the Champs-Élysées. It's a city that invites you to slow down, to savor each moment, and to lose yourself in its many layers. So come with us, and let's discover the true essence of Paris together. Tokyo hits you like a shot of adrenaline, a sensory overload of neon lights, towering skyscrapers, and a pace of life that'll leave you breathless. But beneath the hyper-modern facade beats the heart of an ancient culture. We'll find it in the quiet grace of a tea ceremony, the meticulous artistry of a sushi chef, the serenity of a Shinto shrine tucked away on a bustling side street. We'll lose ourselves in the labyrinthine alleys of Shinjuku, where tiny bars overflow with salarymen seeking solace in sake and skewers. We'll stand at the Shibuya crossing, a human tide ebbing and flowing, and marvel at the sheer kinetic energy of this city that never sleeps. Bali is more than just a pretty picture. It's a state of mind. A place where the air is thick with the scent of incense and the sound of gamelan music drifts on the breeze. We'll escape the tourist hordes and find solace in the emerald-green rice paddies of Ubud, where ancient temples stand sentinel over a way of life that's changed little over centuries. We'll surf the perfect waves of Uluwatu, feeling the power of the ocean beneath our feet. We'll share a meal with a local family, their smiles as warm as the Balinese sun, and understand that paradise isn't just a place, it's a connection. This concrete jungle doesn't offer a warm embrace. Instead, it grabs you by the collar and drags you into its chaotic heart. We're not here for tourist traps or Broadway shows. We're diving into the underbelly of New York, where ambition and grit are currency. We'll grab greasy spoons in the East Village, rub shoulders with artists and hustlers, and feel the pulse of a city that never sleeps. We'll catch a jazz set in a smoky Harlem club, the music raw and soulful, a testament to the city's enduring spirit. We'll walk the streets until dawn, because in New York, the night is always young, and the possibilities are endless. Forget the postcards, the Instagram filters, the honeymoon cliches. We're going beyond the surface, seeking the soul of Santorini. We'll wander through the narrow streets of Oia, a maze of whitewashed houses clinging to the cliffs, the Aegean shimmering below. We'll share a bottle of Assyrtiko as the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple. We'll explore the volcanic beaches of Red Beach, the black sand a stark contrast to the turquoise water. We'll savor the simple pleasures of fresh seafood, grilled octopus, and the tang of salty feta, and understand why this island has captivated hearts for centuries. This ain't no zoo, folks, this is the real deal. The Masai Mara, a vast expanse of grasslands where life and death play out in a primal dance. We'll rise before dawn, the air alive with the sounds of the savannah, and set out in search of elephants lumbering across the plains, lions stalking their prey, zebras thundering in a cloud of dust. We'll meet the Maasai people, their connection to the land unbroken for generations, and learn what it truly means to live in harmony with nature. We'll sit around a crackling fire under a sky ablaze with stars, the vastness of the African night pressing in, and feel a primal connection to something ancient and powerful. Rome wasn't built in a day, and you can't experience its majesty in 24 hours. This is a city meant to be savored, to get lost in its labyrinthine streets, to stumble upon hidden piazzas and ancient ruins around every corner. We'll stand in the shadow of the Colosseum, imagining the roar of the crowd, the clash of gladiators, the weight of history. We'll throw a coin in the Trevi fountain, ensuring our return to this city that seduces the soul. We'll feast on pasta so fresh it melts in your mouth, sip strong espresso in bustling cafes, and let the energy of this ancient city wash over us. Sydney, she's a seductive one. A city where the sun glistens on the harbor, where the sails of the opera house shimmer like pearls, where the air crackles with a laid-back energy that's impossible to resist. We'll wander through the Royal Botanic Garden, a green oasis in the heart of the city, and marvel at the Sydney Harbour Bridge, an engineering feat that takes your breath away. We'll catch a wave at Bondi Beach, the sand white as sugar, the water a perfect shade of turquoise. We'll lose ourselves in the laneways of Surrey Hills, a bohemian enclave of vintage shops, art galleries, and cafes, serving up some of the best coffee in the world. Cairo, a city where ancient wonders collide with modern chaos. We'll journey back in time to the land of pharaohs, exploring the pyramids of Giza, their massive forms silhouetted against the desert sky. We'll delve into the labyrinthine depths of the Khan el-Khalili Bazaar, a sensory overload of spices, perfumes, and the shouts of vendors hawking their wares. We'll cruise down the Nile, the lifeblood of Egypt, and imagine the ancient Egyptians going about their daily lives. We'll sip strong sweet tea in a traditional awa, the scent of shisha smoke hanging in the air, and feel the weight of history all around us. Rio, a city that explodes with life, a riot of color, music, and sensuality. We'll lose ourselves in the rhythm of samba, the drums beating a primal rhythm that gets under your skin. We'll stand beneath the outstretched arms of Christ the Redeemer, gazing out over the city sprawled below, a tapestry of beaches, mountains, and favelas. We'll soak up the sun on Copacabana Beach, the sand soft as sugar, the water a sparkling emerald green. We'll sip caipirinhas as the sun sets, painting the sky in a fiery blaze of glory, and understand why they call Rio the Cidade Maravilhosa, the marvelous city. We've only scratched the surface, folks. The world is vast and full of wonders waiting to be discovered. So pack your bags, ditch your itinerary, and get out there. Eat something strange, learn a new language, get lost in a place you've never been. The world is your oyster. Go on, pry it open.